10 strongest dinosaurs that ever lived. Throughout history, a number of dinosaur fossils have been unearthed by paleontologists around the world. Dinosaurs were an incredibly diverse group of animals, with some being as small as chickens and others being the size of multiple buses. Likewise, their overall ferocity also varied significantly, with some being far more passive, while others simply dominated. These dinosaurs are classified according to their strength in relation to the body, aggressiveness, but also weapons at their disposal. So, let's see which are the most powerful dinosaurs that ever lived on our planet. Let's start. Number 10. Velociraptor. The deadly Velociraptor is a genus of dromaeosaurid theropod dinosaur that first appeared 75 to 71 million years ago during the late Cretaceous period. At maturity, most specimens weighed 43.5 pounds, 20 kilograms. The Velociraptor became famous as the star of the movie's terrifying events in Jurassic Park. Despite their small size, Velociraptors frequently caused mass destruction with their sickle-shaped toe claws. While hunting, these infamous dinosaurs, whose name means swift seizure, were aware of the power of unity. Velociraptors were exceptional predators that looked like birds in real life. Velociraptors were among the deadliest dinosaurs due to their athleticism and intelligence, as well as their non-reptilian appearance and hook-like talons. Number 9. Mapusaurus. Mapusaurus was a massive Carnosaurian dinosaur that lived in Argentina and possibly Chile during the early-late Cretaceous period. In addition to being larger than T-Rex, Mapusaurus hunted in groups of 3 to 5. Despite the fact that Mapusaurus's primary diet consisted of what appears to be one of the largest land animals that ever existed, the Argentinosaurus. The Mapusaurus was an incredibly massive dinosaur capable of reaching nearly 6,600 pounds at maturity, 3,000 kilograms. The Mapusaurus had a lot of strength because of its enormous size. With their high top speed of 30 miles per hour, the dinosaurs could quickly overwhelm potential aggressors before they could mount a formidable defense. Number 8. Allosaurus. If T-Rex ruled the Cretaceous period, Allosaurus ruled the Jurassic. Allosaurus was most likely powerful enough to take down dinosaurs 3 times its size. At maturity, most specimens are thought to have weighed between 3,100 and 4,400 pounds, 1,400 to 2,000 kilograms. A 2015 study discovered that Allosaurus could open its jaws nearly 16 degrees wider than Tyrannosaurus Rex. Allosaurus also had serrated dagger-like teeth that curved backwards, likely to keep its unfortunate prey from escaping. Experts believe Allosaurus was an active hunter, as evidenced by bones that had been damaged by what was most likely a Stegosaurus defending itself with its spiky tail. Number 7. Saurophaganax. The Saurophaganax was a very dangerous dinosaur during the Jurassic period, and it was one of the deadliest species that ever lived on Earth. The average weight of this massive predator was estimated to be between 6,600 and 9,900 pounds, 3,000 to 4,500 kilograms. The animal possessed well-muscled arms and legs, as well as powerful claws that could be used for slashing and tearing their victims apart, similar to the Allosaurus. As a result, the Saurophaganax was able to easily overwhelm their opponents due to their sheer strength and size. With large serrated teeth and a bite force of over 6,000 pounds, the Saurophaganax was clearly one of the most powerful, as few dinosaurs could match its overall power, size, and ferocity. Number 6. Giganotosaurus. Giganotosaurus, meaning giant southern lizard, was a theropod dinosaur that lived during the late Cretaceous period. They can weigh between 9,300 and 30,000 pounds when they reach maturity. The thin, pointed tail of Giganotosaurus is one of its most notable characteristics. This was a hint of the ferocious meat-eater's surprising agility. It could have served as a sort of stabilizer, keeping the ferocious meat-eater balanced as it made sharp turns and chased after its prey. Giganotosaurus likely took down its prey by slicing its target's flesh, wounding it and wearing it down to the point where the predator could easily overpower it due to its relatively weaker bite force than T-Rex's. Number 5. Majungasaurus. Majungasaurus, a ferocious Cretaceous-era carnivore, has a weirdly shaped skull that highlights this dinosaur's most notable feature: sharp, serrated teeth. At maturity, the average weight is 2,400 pounds, 1,088 kilograms. It's also one of the few non-avian dinosaurs with fossils that strongly suggest cannibalistic behavior. Majungasaurus, like its other meat-eating relatives, had one more notable and somewhat ridiculous feature: short, stubby arms with small paddle-like hands that were probably not used for catching prey. Even its comically small guns couldn't help the toothy, short-snouted Majungasaurus from becoming the top predator of Mesozoic-era Madagascar. Number 4. Carcharodontosaurus. Carcharodontosaurus was a large carcharodontosaurid theropod dinosaur that lived during the late Cretaceous period. In terms of weight, the Carcharodontosaurus was estimated to weigh between 13,000 and 33,000 pounds, 5,900 to 15,000 kilograms. Carcharodontosaurus is always on the list of the most dangerous dinosaurs due to its basic characteristics and its given name, which means shark-toothed lizard. Notwithstanding its relatively small arms, the giant's mouth contained 20-centimeter-long serrated teeth that may well wedge through the skin, just as samurai swords. Carcharodontosaurus would prefer to scare, knock, and eventually pull its prey apart with its elaborate fangs. Its powerful thighs, on the other hand, allowed it to travel at a speed of 32 kilometers per hour. This speed was enough to outsmart T-Rex and other carnivores of the time. Number 3. Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus, meaning spine lizard, was a large and deadly spinosaurid dinosaur that lived during the late Cretaceous period. In terms of weight, most scientists believe the dinosaur could have weighed between 31,000 and 46,000 pounds, 14,000 to 20,800 kilograms. The Spinosaurus was distinguished by its long, narrow skull, which resembled that of a modern crocodile. The Spinosaurus, the largest terrestrial carnivore ever known, was a lethal beast known for its enormous power, speed, and strength on both land and in the water. As a result, the animal was well suited for hunting both small and large prey, as its body size and strength were sufficient to easily subdue the majority of its opponents. Number 2. Utahraptor. The infamous Utahraptor was a large, dromaeosaurid dinosaur from the early Cretaceous period. The Utahraptor is thought to have weighed between 1,500 and 2,000 pounds, 680 to 900 kilograms. Because of its incredible speed and power, the Utahraptor was insanely lethal and dangerous. The animal's incredible intelligence was one of its most powerful characteristics. Utahraptors had a strategic mindset that allowed them to actively herd and set traps for their victims while operating in large packs. Once captured, the animal was capable of launching a barrage of devastating attacks that included both bites and quick slashes. Similar to the Velociraptor, each Utahraptor possessed a large sickle-like claw that measured upward of 9 inches in length, 22 centimeters. These devices were incredibly sharp and could be utilized for the purpose of inflicting deep wounds. Likewise, the animal also possessed a large number of razor-sharp and serrated teeth. Number 1. Tyrannosaurus Rex. Arguably the most popular prehistoric predator ever, Tyrannosaurus Rex is typically the first animal that comes to mind when anyone hears the word dinosaur. At maturity, T-Rex typically weighed between 11,000 and 19,000 pounds, 5,000 and 8,600 kilograms. Because of its incredible strength, size, and power, the Tyrannosaurus Rex was an insanely dangerous and lethal dinosaur. As with many of the dinosaurs on this list, the T-Rex's size played a large part in its overall hunting and killing abilities, as the animal was capable of overwhelming the majority of its victims with sheer power and strength alone. Once subdued, the T-Rex could then attack its prey with vicious bites that caused severe blood loss and permanent damage to their body structures. In fact, it is frequently stated that the T-Rex had the strongest bite force of any land animal in history. It makes sense why paleontologists refer to the T-Rex as the apex predator of its era. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button. Until next time, farewell.